Bowman. Welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Salom.
It's a day we've all been waiting for months. We've been preparing for this day. We've been preparing just the way the candidates themselves and the delegates have been preparing. What are your impressions ahead of this particular contest?
Well, what I get is that the party hierarchy will be looking at processes closely tomorrow, because the main thing that will happen is whether the NPP will come out as a united party. And so what the party hierarchy will be undertaking will be make sure that any issues that come out of this process will be addressed appropriately in such a way that it won't affect the unity of the party. Issues that we will have to look at closely has to do with the camping of delegates that used to be a matter of practice when it comes to delegate elections.
But we have over 200,000 delegates. How are you going to camp 200,000 people?
Well, the directive is for you not to camp, right? But what happens and what we've gotten from other quarters, particularly in the super delegates, is that you find some persons camping a select group of delegates. You may not camp all delegates within a constituency. The minimum number in the constituency is about 400 delegates, and so you may not be able to camp all of them, but someone may be able to camp 20 to say 50 delegates. But the party is hoping to prevent that. What we get from the Kennedy Ohene Japan campaign, I mentioned Kennedy Ohene Japan because he's been particular about the process and how transparent he wants the process to be. And so what we get from his side and his camp is that they are hoping that the modalities that have been put in place by the elections committee will be adhered to strictly. And so for them, accepting the results greatly depends on how the elections committee and various actors in tomorrow's election will go according to the various modalities, like not camping delegates. So that's one thing. The second thing is that the delivery, the election results. So per the structure of the election, polls are supposed to begin at 7 a.m. and at 2 p.m. Collation is done at the EC's headquarters, and then at 4 p.m. they move to the stadium, at the forecourt of the stadium, where they are expecting to declare the results. So the declaration of the results will be done at the stadium. Then the outdooring of the flag bearer will be done, and then the flag bearer will give his first speech as flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. And so for now, it is the issue of unity that is of utmost interest to the party. But the various actors within the election have made it known that unity is an output and the input is very important. And so they are asking that all measures that have been put in place to make sure that the party comes out united are being adhered to strictly. And so you don't expect that these measures may be overlooked by certain persons, and then they would accept to unite behind one person. And so for the party hierarchy, speaking with them, what they are seeking to do is to strictly enforce the rules. Now, yesterday when they had a press conference, the General Secretary of the party, Justin Kodia-Frimpong, indicated that the issue of vote buying will be one that they will not countenance. As to how that will work, because the candidates have been campaigning all this while. We've had the chairman of the Kennedy Japan campaign admit that they've been inducing candidates.
They have been inducing candidates themselves.
He admitted in an interview with us that they've been inducing candidates.
And inducement means giving them transportation, or giving them something else?
Giving them money.
Money for what?
Goodies.
For transportation or for their pockets?
For what they give them for, that I cannot say. But what he told us is that they've been inducing candidates. But he also alleged that the team of Dr. Baumia have been inducing more.
So they've been doing it, but somebody has been doing it more.
Somebody has been doing it more. But the party hierarchy, led by the administrator, that's the general secretary, is saying that they are not going to allow any vote buying tomorrow. And so all these measures will be important tomorrow, and the party is hoping to come out victorious. That is, regardless who wins tomorrow's election, they will all rally behind that person. And the arrangement on the ballot, Kennedy Ohene Japan, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Usefri Yakoto, and Francis Adenimo.
I see. So you mentioned the fact that the Kennedy Japan campaign team has been complaining that the other side was inducing more than they were doing. And so let's hear Kwame Owusu, who speaks for the Kennedy Japan campaign, make that point.
We are saying that, yeah, he has given some inducement which are far too high, that people look at it and they are very much dissatisfied as to things that we have not been able to pay in NAPCO. In some recently, we were even owing so much money with regard to school feeding and the rest. So these times, and let me put it in Chi, in this country, the Asem Ahi and Etuaba. So when people see the amount of money that is moving, that they claim they don't have, they become suspicious. We have no level allegations that is bribing people. But this inducement is part of the African system, which is bad, including all of us.
Is your team also inducing people?
Oh yes. We are only saying that if we are inducing, we should do it in such a way that people don't see it as buying them.
I see that's quite interesting. Kwame Owusu, who is spokesperson for Kennedy Japan, if you remember him, he was with the Ghana Maritime Authority and all the matters, you recall air conditioners and all of that. But he speaks for Kennedy Japan. He's saying that they induce, just that somebody else is inducing more. And if you are inducing, you shouldn't do it in a way that will appear like you are buying votes. I don't know what that means really. So there we have it. What did the Bawumia campaign team say about the fact that they were, or did they also admit that they were also inducing?
Well, we've not had any official statement from them agreeing to inducing or not. But what we've heard from their team is that they are only campaigning, and that these allegations of buying people, these allegations of whipping people in line are not true. But the point is that a number of people believe in the message of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia,
But what's his message? What's his message really? What was his message really?
Well, so on the campaign trail, you rarely get videos of Dr. Bawumia, because what we get from his team is that this is an internal contest, and so
it doesn't have to go hard.
There are a lot of things that he'll see that the outside world would not have to hear. What he will say, what
so
delegate,
he speaks to them
in
camera, more or less.
But what we've gathered from his team and from some of the messages that we've got the opportunity to review, his point is that as vice president and as running mate from 2008 to 2020, he holds the best capability of beating the NDC in 2024. He says he has, in his last rally in the Upper East region, he was very clear in his words that he has visited every region, every constituency in this country by the fact that he has been running mate to President Akufo-Addo since 2008 and knows every aspect of the country. And so he puts it this way. There's a saying that goes, follow who know road. And he says, Dr. Bawumia, knows road. And so his message to delegates is that if truly you are hoping to break the 8, if truly you are hoping to do something that has not been done in Ghana's fourth Republican history, then what you should do is to stick with Dr. Bawumia, who has been a running mate for over 10 years, and who has been vice president, who has campaigned before, and who can campaign against John Dramani Mahama.
Very well. So tomorrow, polling stations across all 16 regions, are we going to have a situation like we did before, having a polling station at the party headquarters for a special group of people? Is that what we're going to see tomorrow?
Yes, so we are going to have polling centers in the 275 constituencies. Mm-hmm. Some of the constituencies will have multiple polling stations. So what the party has done is that for constituencies where delegates exceed beyond 1,000 delegates, mm-hmm. they break it into two and create 2 or more polling centers. And then there will be a polling center at the party headquarters where national officers will vote, where members of the specialized branches like the external branch, like the women wing, like the TESCON, and other former executives who are delegates will vote. And in all, we put the centers at 326. So voting will go on in all these 326 centers. The other thing the party has done is to create a center in one constituency where the regional executives are going to vote. So in the Greater Accra region, for instance, even though delegates of Koleklote are going to vote at the YMCA, all regional executives, that is led by Divine Agohom, the regional chairman, will vote at YMCA. They'll vote in Koleklote. Similarly, when you take, let's say, the Western region, the regional delegates are going to vote in Sekendine. In Central region, the regional delegates are voting in Cape Coast South, Greater Accra, Koleklote, Volta region, Ho Central, Eastern region, New Jabin South, Ashanti region, Menchia South, Western North, Sefivia So, Ahafo region, Esunafo North, Bono region, Sinyane West, Bono East, Techiman South, Oti region, Krachi East, Northern region, Tamale Central, Savannah region, Damongo, Upper West, Wa Municipal, Northeast, Nalerigu Gambaga, Upper East, Bogatanga Central. And so the regional executives are going to vote in these specific constituencies. So they are not creating additional constituencies in these or additional voting centers in these regions for the regional executives, but they will add them to existing delegates in a particular constituency, as I've mentioned earlier. Again, the elections committee, we know that the elections committee is chaired by Professor Maikwe, being seconded by Kwabena Bankwayabwa, who is a former treasurer of the NPP. The committee has also now given power to 3 people in each constituency, and these 3 people are being led by the chairman of the National Council of Elders in each constituency. So every constituency has a National Council of Elders leading a team of 3 persons. They are representatives of the elections committee in these regions. What the party is seeking to do by this is to clear or allay fears of intimidation. What we've gotten throughout this process is that you have ministers, MPs, regional executives supporting a particular candidate, that is Dr. Bawumia. And there are concerns that by the status of these people,
they will sway others.
They may sway others. And so what the elections committee and the executives of the party are doing is to make sure that these people do not have any hand whatsoever in tomorrow's election. And so the regional executive, the minister or the regional minister, has the same vote as the polling executive. The polling executive will go in, walk straight and vote. Same way the regional executive will go in, walk and vote without having the tendency of intimidating anybody.
Very well. Tomorrow is a big day in Ghana's political history. It's even history.